Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, you may notice I have reinstated the Gaia chimes. I missed them too much, so of course I had to bring them back there. So please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask how are you doing. So this reading is going to tap into what you're moving through at this moment in time and of course what lies on the other side. Now, the energy from the Gaia chimes, I don't know if you noticed, I felt there was a bit of a gear shift going on. So some of you may be in a season of either rewiring or shifting or making some changes at this moment in time, empowering yourself or rebuilding something at this moment in time. So I feel like you are adapting to the rhythm of life in a different way, if that makes sense. So that's something that just popped out there, so I thought I'd mention it. But let's get to your cards and see what is going on there for you at this moment in time. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. What are my beautiful Aries going through at this present moment? So we have the Three of Pentacles there. So you're focused on your plans, of course, trying to create stability in your life, maybe engineering new things for your future. There is an energy of trying to remain inspired. We have that Page of Wands there. But it can be that you are doing a lot right now, showing up for yourself, working really hard to, you know, bring your A game in life. As I say, the A game, we get the Ace of Cups there. So you're definitely trying to do things that you love, but also you're trying to find the purpose in it because the Page of Wands is in the crossing position. So some of you, it's not that you're on autopilot. I feel like you're like focused on your dreams and your goals, but I feel a lot of you are trying to reignite that spark or come home to self. Maybe things that you are connected to, especially since you have a Six of Cups there in the past position. You may feel that things were easier in the past somehow, and you're moving through some challenges. There is an energy here of trying to reconnect to things that bring you joy or make you feel passionate, but they may be hitting in a different way. That's actually a bit of a theme with the collective right now. I mean, we're all one when it comes to the energy shifts. So a lot of you, because you have a void card there with that 5 there, and there's a big void moon, 5 of Pentacles can indicate that something isn't feeling the same way or is not hitting in the same way that it used to. It just feels like not numb per se, but you may not be getting the same enjoyment with it. Now, this could be like friendships evolving or environments shifting, changing. It can also be, you know, things that once you were passionate about. It just feels like a monumental shift or change has occurred within you, and you're trying to like really tap into what's different or how you are feeling about these changes. I mean, the Five of Pentacles can also indicate that, you know, you're showing up, you are making a difference in your life, but there is a little bit of worry there. Perhaps there's a lament, a sadness, a deficiency of something that you've been longing for, a struggle, something that you're trying to conquer right now. It's really hard. I'm actually seeing in the water right now, because I scry at the same time as doing a reading, I'm seeing someone shine a light. It's a torch actually in the dark. So it could be that, you know, you are trying to be really positive through some challenging times, or you're trying to soul search and find your way on something to align with your goals, your dreams, your wishes. My guide said look down at the card that popped out, so I don't tend to look at the cards properly until, and they are right, we got a star energy here, so that aligns with the light. So I feel, yeah, a lot of you are trying to align with something, maybe even do some major soul searching in a healing process that you're going through right now. I mean, when you go through an awakening or a personal journey of discovery, this is when, you know, you move through the mud of life, as it were. And the Five of Pentacles can throw up a lot of things, you know, moments where you felt really let down by somebody or something. Perhaps, you know, something didn't go your way, or you felt it's just been too hard. You're giving so much of yourself, and you may feel that you're showing up and things have been unfair or out of balance, and there's an energy of you trying to course correct or find balance in a world that feels a little bit like it's lost its soul, or, you know, perhaps you feel the energy of your environment, because we have that Four of Pentacles, which can be your environment. It just feels like something is hitting different right now. And you're doing a lot of questioning with that. We've got the Four Cups. A lot of your energy is about finding security, trying to kind of like lock in a final piece of a foundation to feel secure, whether that's in a relationship, friendship, or, you know, a working environment. Or maybe this is about you discovering more about yourself, because, I mean, the Hermit energy tends to carry a lantern, but because I'm seeing like someone shine a torch in the darkness, it can be that you're searching for something. Either it's, you know, you're fire element, so the majority of you are like locked onto your goals, your dreams, and it's not that you're not purposeful, as it were, but I feel there's something about meaning here. I mean, you've got another five, and fives tend to be challenging cards. So you have a lot on your mind, a lot on your to-do list. You may feel like you're unappreciated, or, you know, you may feel that you're working with resources that are not there for you. You're having to make things work, even through challenging times. We've got that Page of Pentacles. You're making an effort and you're aligning yourself with, you know, some sort of success or reward that will be favorable for you. But I feel we've got the Ten of Cups. Yeah, you're working towards something that will make you feel truly happy and balanced. Now, this can be personal development. Doesn't have to be, you know, projects or money, things like that. This reading is supposed to be about you and how you're like moving through this period in terms of your emotions and, you know, your secret thoughts. And it can be that you're aware that things feel different, because this is a presiding energy. This is, you know, a potential. It's like you are aware of the potential worries as you're navigating a world that feels like it doesn't make sense right now. Because to shine a light in the dark is to try and make sense of something. Maybe you're searching for information or gathering truth on a situation that you feel is not readily available at this moment in time. I feel like a lot of you are aware that things have shifted, but I feel like you're seeing beyond right now and trying to lock onto your goals and things that would transform your life. Doesn't mean you're not, you know, engaging on making the world a better place, because there's a lot of conflict out there right now. It can be that you are aware of it and doing what you can in your circumstances, but you're aware that you need to kind of like prioritize your own needs or your own stability at this time. But let's get to the cards. That's a lot right now, because the Three of Pentacles is an energy here of like being dedicated to something, okay, but also being the architect of your dreams, you know, making things become tangible. But it feels like, you know, if you're erecting a tent, for example, it requires like 4 stable pegs at either side, and you may feel like you've got 3 of them. You're getting like things in a row, and you may feel like there's this final missing piece or something that you feel like you lack in your life right now, which would create major stability, whether that's in a friendship or a relationship or money. You know, I feel financially, let's address it, because the Five of Pentacles, it can be a worry about money right now, stability. But we've got the Four of Pentacles, which is security. It's about finding that missing piece or that missing ingredient to make sure, you know, that you are safe in a situation or secure in a situation, or you are solid ground, okay? It feels very much like you're exactly where you need to be. This is the near future position, and you've also got here a Page of Pentacles and a King of Pentacles. So financially, I feel like, you know, you are building towards financial security so that you don't have to worry in your future. But of course, the world feels like a very unsure or unsettled place right now, so you may be just keeping a vigilant eye on the economy, or, you know, things that would relate to your personal circumstances. But again, this is something outside of yourself, okay? I feel, let's bring this back to you. The Three of Pentacles is you kind of like, I just want to say you're building something, okay? But also I feel this energy of investment in self, in your friendships. You know, this can be the people that you care about. And the Page of Wands, it can indicate that because this is a group of people, and it can be how you feel about something. You may feel that someone, because there is a Page of Wands crossing this energy, it can indicate you're struggling with somebody, or you feel someone has been immature in their behavior, or you feel that there is a nature of you evolving away from a friendship, or, you know, there's like a loss or a separation of how things used to be, because you have that Six of Cups in the past position. It was easier either with this person or this scenario or whatever it is you're dealing with, because of course it is going to be different for everybody. But I feel there is a return to happier times here. But some of you with that Four of Cups, you're just so like bored of something that's been playing out in your life for a bit that you feel it's time to step away in order to not enable it, or to make sure that you kind of like focus on your happiness, on your sense of purpose, because you're giving a lot of yourself right now. The Three of Pentacles, it can indicate that you're in a position right now to continue building something that's important to you and be inspired. And I also feel this is about, you know, you learning more about yourself, because when you got a Three of Pentacles, this can be that, you know, you are a mentor, or you are seeking a mentor who can help you with something. Okay, and this could be something that you're passionate about, because we do have that Page of Wands. But I would say here that the Three of Pentacles is to be diligent, invest your energy into something, and that can be that you're just showing up in life, that it's hard, you know. It can be that you are just making things work. You know, we all have responsibilities, we all have things that we need to do, and because the Page of Wands is in your crossing position, it can be hard to, you know, keep being enthusiastic about something that's, you know, every day when we get into a cycle of repeat, or we've committed to a routine. It can be that you're trying to search a little bit more for that spark or that passion, and you're a fiery person there. Your element is fire, so that means that, you know, you need to be interested. You need to find new things that you are excited about, for example. So you may be searching, soul searching right now for your desires or your sense of purpose. You know, for some of you with that Three of Pentacles, you may have had some sort of responsibility, and you're exhausted, of course, because this is an energy card. So it can indicate that you're pooling all of your time, energy into something that will literally transform your life. But it's also, you may have something else on the side that you would really like to do or connect to, but you never have enough time to do it. So it could be about prioritizing your time at this moment. I mean, I feel like you're locking on to something that is almost like a springboard for you to follow your passions, or, you know, connect to your sense of purpose there, because the Three of Pentacles to a Four of Pentacles indicates that, you know, you are building something that will be secure. You're building a foundation for you to kind of like get back into the flow of things. So if you feel like you have had a period of shifts, gear shifts and changes in your life, and you've been navigating them, I feel this is going to be like a blank canvas for you where things get infinitely more interesting, because pages bring news. And I feel if you're waiting for news, or you're waiting for some sort of major catalyst for change in your life, I feel this is about you having so much potential and some news coming on in that will really inspire you. But again, this is something outside of yourself. I feel there is this innate sense within you, the search for adventure, or the search to keep your dreams alive, or be bold and daring. And I would say, you know, you're the sort of person who's a rebel. You dare to do, you shape your reality, and you're not afraid to dream. You know, despite people or circumstances that try to kind of like pin you down or put you into a box of expectation, right now I feel like you're reaching for yourself, and you're finding a way back to that intense spark that you have within you, and that passion, you know, that boldness within you. You haven't, you know, come this far to only come this far. You haven't, you know, decided to live a life half lived, because this is to, you know, joie de vivre. This is to live your life, and it is in a crossing position. So I feel like you're acutely aware right now that, of course, you have responsibilities, but, you know, there must be something more extraordinary that you can connect to when it comes to your sense of purpose. And as I mentioned, you're not here to have a life half lived. So I feel like you're reigniting your passions for something at this time. You're a go-getter. Also, this is to retain your free spirit, even amongst all of the responsibilities that you have. That childlike wonder and curiosity, because pages are always curious. So I feel there is this energy here of like, one of the worst things for a beautiful Aries, of course, with that Four of Cups is boredom, okay? To be stuck in a cycle of repeat. And of course, we need structure. Humans need a certain structure in order to feel secure, and a lot of you could be creating that structure or putting things in place that you feel, okay, you know, I've got that up and running now, and it was a lot, okay? And now you get to play, or now you get to be freer in your circumstances. So I do feel a lot of you are working towards this. I mean, this could be that you are taking responsibility for your life right now, and you feel a little bit in between worlds, you know, finding your balance between duty and responsibility, whilst at the same time rewilding yourself. You know, you're very instinctive and protective of your independent spirit. You know, if you have like people who are dependent on you, because Three of Pentacles can be three people, for example. And whilst you don't really have people in your reading, I mean, you have a King of Pentacles and a Page of Pentacles. So this could be, if you're a parent, for example, you know, the label of being a parent is that you're guiding the next generation. And of course, that's a lot of responsibility. But at the same time, you don't want to lose yourself in that, because you are a whole being all by yourself, and you're here to have an experience. So it can be that you are reconnecting to parts of yourself that you feel have lain dormant, or you've had to put on hold because you've had alternative responsibilities. And of course, not everybody who's listening to this reading is a parent. So it can be that you feel that, especially since circumstances outside of yourself, this is the King of Pentacles energy, okay? So this means that life has got pretty serious, or, you know, there's a lot of responsibility, there's a lot of work to do, it feels like there's a lot of pressure, and you feel like you're showing up for yourself every day, but you may feel somehow in the same position. But I do see progress here, and I do see that this is you reminding you of your playful spirit, to be curious, to have that sense of wonder, to be inspired, to take new adventures, and be more spontaneous in a world that wants to pigeonhole you in some way, okay? But a lot of you may be like, you know what, I'd love to do that, Baba, but I'm completely exhausted. So I do see a lot of you, especially that Five of Pentacles, you may identify a vitamin deficiency over the next coming weeks or months. I would definitely say always consult a practitioner, someone who is medically trained or qualified to give you advice if you are noticing a depletion in your energy levels. I do see that you will get back to best there. I mean, the Five of Swords tells me you have a lot on your mind. You're doing a lot of soul searching. You're doing a lot of, I would also say, managing intrusive thoughts, Five of Swords can be that you're reaching for something that you're going to be monumentally successful in. And this doesn't have to be career. This can be that you're going to get a little bit more active in your life, maybe that you're investing in your body in a different way, nourishing yourself in a different way. And it can be that, you're noticing that you're making headway, but then suddenly there's going to be a plateau where you don't see the results as much as you did when you first started. And it can be that you've hit a plateau and you feel a little bit like, oh, well, it's not working. And that can tear you down, that sense of doubt or that sense of acknowledgement that things are not getting past a certain position. So I feel a lot of you will actually move past this position, but it's like, when they say people who do like marathons and they hit a brick wall. Okay, I'm just getting that energy with this because it's like a void energy. So it can be that you feel like you're making progress or headway on something and suddenly you hit a brick wall, or you feel like unmotivated, which is rare for you, but it could be that there's something related to like a hormonal imbalance or, a vitamin deficiency or something body related, because you have so many pentacles, which often connects to the body or grounding, needing to ground there. So it could be that you identify what it is in order to push past this and realize that, you can correct this in some way. But, that Page of Wands as a crossing card, it can indicate, and this is only for some of you, not all of you, it can indicate that yes, you have your goals and your dreams and you're building towards something, but you may feel, for some of you with that Five of Pentacles, that, something is hitting different, or you feel a little bit like not lost, but in need to reaffirm your sense of purpose, or you feel somehow like there's been some sudden changes, or it just feels an emptiness. I gotta say it how it is. The energy that's coming out, it's like, okay, I'm doing all these things, but for what? What is the purpose in this? And this is not going to resonate with all of you, of course, but, it's okay to ask those questions, because when you ask questions, that's when you start this journey of discovery. You're searching for something. And the Five of Pentacles indicates you may be searching for something that you feel like you have not experienced yet, or, you have not found yet. Having that song that's coming up right now, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. A very famous song, I think it's by U2, I'm not sure, but it's just coming out there. But whatever that is, I feel like you will find it. You're making a lot of effort and it will be delivered to you. I mean, you have the hand of the universe, divine intervention coming on in. And I feel a lot of you, this is you paying attention to what you feel is the missing ingredient in your life right now. And, majority of you are like, you know what, I'm all good. Three of Pentacles, you're working towards something. Page of Wands, you have this sense of purpose. Yes, it's hard to keep motivated every day, especially when, the environment in the world right now is highly pressurized. It feels like you win some, you lose some. Every day is an opportunity to step closer to your dreams and goals, but it requires a lot of energy for you to make some changes or show up for yourself. And you're a very passionate person, but with that Ace of Cups, I feel this is a call to romance your life a little bit more, but also I would say this is about you leading with love and the universe offering you something, because it's the earthly plane position. Okay, so some of you may be starting something new. And maybe you feel fed up with having to keep moving with the changes or adapting to starting afresh with something. It just feels like you're so over it because, the Four of Cups is a card where there's disenchantment or disappointment, or you feel there's an oversaturation, a discouragement. It's almost like, you're powering on through and it's like, the environment or the people around you don't encourage, or the world is not encouraging success. It just feels like you're pushing through mud sometimes with that Five of Pentacles. But push you will, and you will actually have a major breakthrough. But the universe wants to also intervene in order to offer you something that you'll absolutely love. I feel it is the missing ingredient. So with this card, being in this earthly plane position, I feel a lot of you are thinking about a fresh new start in some area that you would love. Doesn't mean that you've come so far on a certain path and now you're giving up on it. It can indicate that either it is going to complement what you've been doing already, or you can migrate, what you've been doing before. It can also indicate that you're mature enough to say, actually, this has run its course. So if you are dealing with friendships, especially with that Three of Pentacles, which can be a group of people. It can be that you feel that there's one person in particular that you have a lot of care for, unconditional love, but it feels like their behavior is drifting, or it feels like somehow there's a detachment, or, there's an abandonment here. I feel some of you, this could be about loyalty, and this could be someone that you've known a long time. For example, with that Six of Cups, you have a lot of memories there, ride or die. But for some of you, not all of you, this could also be a relationship with a person that you had a lot of chemistry with. You could be dealing with a person who has abandonment issues or has abandoned you in some way, or there's an energy here of you healing loss, or healing a relationship that you had to separate from. That's what's coming up there. Six of Cups, the nostalgia from the past is in the past. So I feel a lot of you don't want to dwell on past. I feel like you are moving forward without something here. Okay, so that Ace of Cups is a fresh new start. It's about prioritizing you, because the Ace tends to mean that you're starting to prioritize yourself. The Cup of love and enrichment and fulfillment is for the self first. So this can indicate emotional self-care, that you are trying to literally shine a light in challenging times. You're out there on a limb trying to make your life work. And it can be that you feel people are disconnected at this time, or relationships are shifting or evolving in a way where you feel somehow separate. And this may be that you are, with that Five of Pentacles, separating yourself from the busyness of life to focus on projects or to focus on things that are important to you, and you just don't want the drama of other people's stuff right now. But the Six of Cups, it's in your past position, so this can indicate that, the security of the good old days, as it were. Some of you may feel that things were easier back then, and whatever back then means for you, you may feel that now there is an emptiness, or there is like I want to say an oversaturation of things. So for example, and I'm just going to give you this as an example, this may not be something that you're going through, but in a world where we have built like communication on such a sophisticated level to keep everyone in contact, somehow it still feels like you're isolated or alone, or it's like people will happily have a conversation with someone across the world, okay? But when someone's like right in front of them, it's like there's nothing. So it's this detachment energy. So I feel a lot of you may be feeling a little bit like bereft, or kind of like the world has changed and you're trying to adapt to new circumstances, or maybe even to something new personally that you've been going through, and it feels like you're not going back. The Six of Cups means you're not going back to something because it's firmly in the past. But also, this can be a period of calm reflection about your past, where you feel like you are right now, but also what you aspire for your future. And I feel, because of course, Six of Cups can be about relationships, whether they're childhood relationships, friendships, or even someone that you return to time and time again. And, you had a lot of care, love, and devotion to this person, but still somehow it feels empty, or the relationship is void, or it just feels like something's not working right now for you. And you've had to turn your back on something, or let it go, let it down, just like remove yourself from it, whatever this is. I'm going to pull a card on this because it is in the potential position. Five of Pentacles, can be that you're seeking the alternative in life. Something that hits a little bit different, overlooked treasures, the simple things like living in the moment, living in the present moment, and that deepens your connections with the people you care about. But also it can be that the things that you have been passionate about, because this is the crossing card, if they're hitting different, you are seeking something that is not the same. So I just want to pull a quick card here, because this card can indicate, of course, that you're also praying for something, or asking the universe for something to come on in, because there's often a need with the Five of Pentacles. So, it can be that you feel there's been some sudden changes that you're unhappy with, or you're feeling fed up with. This could be something that's connected to the establishment, the world at large, or something personal. Maybe it's worry about your future, because, of course, That was a seeking energy just there. But I can see here that you're someone who shows up. You're a doer, and there's a lot of success in your future, a lot of opportunity. The Ten of Cups indicates you're going to be truly happy. You know, you're going to fulfill your needs. There is good fortune, well-being. Things will get easier. So if you have been going through a period of challenge, you know, there's always going to be worry. There's always going to be something to think about. That's the nature of life. But you're strong enough to move through these changes, whatever they may be. Fool card. So, you know, a lot of you with that Five of Pentacles, you may feel like you've lost a piece of yourself because that is an Aries card right now. But again, it can be this playfulness because the Fool card is, you know, detached from outcomes, free from expectation, and is just, you know, living life in the moment. So I was getting this message of being present. The Fool card is the start of something, of course, but it can be that you're trying to take more risks, or you're trying to be more playful, or you are trying to find your way back to self, to reignite that spark. You may feel like a part of you had to be put on hold, or you may feel that, you know, you miss the person you've had to evolve away from because of circumstances. So you may feel like you had to outgrow a part of yourself because, I mean, we got the Three of Pentacles, so let's just tell it how it is. For some of you, it may be that you believed in people. You gave so much of yourself, that loyalty, you know, you gave so much of yourself that you may feel like you lost a bit of yourself in the exchange. And you may feel that, of course, your experiences didn't break you. You're stronger than those experiences, but it may have trained you to be quieter, or, you know, less bold and daring, as it were. I mean, the last couple of years, in terms of humanity, there's been a lot of dynamics that have shifted for the collective, and I felt it in all of the readings. There's a stillness, a reflection, a quiet contemplation. You know, things are hitting in a different way. It's like, what's my sense of purpose? It's more than that now. It's like, what do I believe in? What's my life philosophy? What am I doing with my time? You know, doing things are important, but also there is this traumatic malaise, as it were, where we have to recognize we don't have to be doing. We're a human being. But, of course, when you have the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, these can be markers of trauma to some degree. Something may have challenged you in the past or been traumatic in your past. Doesn't have to be what happened in the last couple of years, but it made you kind of very still, where you feel like on autopilot, or you feel somehow in a fight or flight response, always preempting losses or sadness, or, I mean, the world is full of conflict right now. And of course, we must do our bit as much as we can in order to, you know, show up for our fellow humans. But at the same time, it's overwhelming. And you may be trying to remove yourself to focus on more, you know, playful vibrations as a protective measure. Doesn't mean you're going to exclude what's going on in the world and how you react or interact with it and how you help or show up. But at the same time, you're like, okay, you know, there's a lot of doom and gloom. I must find a way to raise vibrations. So these energies can be on so many levels. But I feel a lot of you, because this is an Aries card, it's like, how do I rediscover that part of myself where it felt easier, where things just were more innocent and playful and not so heavy with that Five of Pentacles. It just feels like for some of you with that Fool energy, you know, you may even be worried about a new start, new neighborhood, new job, new relationship. Something's coming on in that you will love, and maybe even some of you are doing something already that you absolutely love, but there's worry here about it being taken away or it being like in a position where it won't take off. I feel like your dreams are going to become your reality. You are putting the final pieces into locking it in to make it become your reality. There is a foundation energy here, and the universe is going to intervene in order to offer you an opportunity that will be more fulfilling. So we have that Four of Cups, which can mean that, you know, things are like not fulfilling right now. There's an emptiness in some area of your life. So, you know, if you're searching for love with that Ace of Cups, it can be that, You keep coming up with a void, or people who are emotionally avoidant, or people who are abandoning connections, people who are transient, in and out, wishy-washy, indecisive. And you're like, is there love out there? Is there a person who is going to show up, both physically and emotionally? Well, the answer is yes. There is someone who is absolutely going to make an effort here. Someone who perhaps is not your usual type, looking at the Four of Cups energy, but someone who basically, you know, as soon as you meet this person, I feel like there's a connection and an investment straight away. Ten of Cups, you may settle down with this person, build a life with this person, because there's a lot of happiness, joy, and laughter with this person. But whatever it is you're focused on right now, because I feel with that Ace of Cups, doing something you love is hard. And it feels like there's an energy of you not being where you feel like you should be right now. But actually, I feel like you're in the right place because you're open to receive. The Four of Pentacles, you know, this can also be an energy that you're working so hard on something that you must not allow life to pass you by. Four of Pentacles always comes with a cautionary tale. But you know, because you've got the Fool card there, that is to have no attachments. So a lot of you may be learning to let go, to manage, you know, stress levels or pressure and say, you know what, I'm doing enough. I feel like you're doing a lot in your life right now. And the Four of Pentacles indicates that you are secure to explore new avenues in life. A lot of you are contemplating something new, okay? Or you're kind of like navigating a new environment. It feels like there is a start or a beginning of something here. And some of you may be cautious. But I feel with that Four of Pentacles energy that, you know, you are practical and you're actually in a position to influence your circumstances in a really positive way. You know, this card often means long-term security, a desire for, you know, you to be in a position where you can fulfill your legacy in some way, whatever that means for you. I feel a lot of you are focused on your home, on the place where you feel like you belong. But because there's so many energies that come back to you with that fire energy, I feel like you are trying to come home to self in some way. Do the things that bring you joy, things that you're passionate about. Launch new things. Be more flamboyant. Be yourself. Your advice to yourself in this moment is the Star. That is that position in the spread. So that is to shine your light. So perhaps you have felt the heaviness of the people around you or the world around you, and you're deciding to shine and be that beacon of light as much as possible. And yes, it is exhausting, but if you're a light worker, a lot of you are a light worker there. I definitely see here, you came here to teach others as well. But also the Star is you aligning with your wishes, your goals, your desires, your dreams, but also it is a card of healing. So if you're going through a period of loss right now, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. But the Five of Pentacles, loss, challenge, the Star energy indicates that you are healing and, you know, the universe is protecting you at this time. And I feel with that King of Pentacles energy that there is someone that you can rely on as support, someone who sees you, someone who really gets you. And I feel this person will show up for you. They're your ride or die. Okay, so I do feel there is a support network, or there is someone that can offer advice in your situation, or just be there to listen. But I also feel you are that person for others. With a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy because the Five of Pentacles is just giving me major energy about longing, about struggle, about sadness on something. So you may have had a recent rejection, or something didn't go the way you'd hoped for, but the Star aligns you with something greater. This card literally means there is a brighter future ahead, and I feel there is hope in that. And that's why I feel with this Star energy that you're being encouraged to have a human experience, to recognize that hope comes with new beginnings. So if you feel a little bit stuck in a rut, or you feel like it's just the same old thing, just a different day, this is about exploring things outside of your usual parameters in order to be inspired. And that's going to help you meet new people, new experiences. I also see that you are someone who is overcoming something very challenging and that you're a very strong person. And this challenge may have made you feel serious. So, for example, if you've had a separation or a divorce, it can be that all of that messy stuff and very painful stuff has made you very serious. You know, there's this energy of having a glow up after it, but at the same time, it's like rewilding or returning to this part of you that you feel somehow has been void or shut down or silenced in some way. And again, this can be applied to work. If you're in a career, it can be that you are dealing with a lot of losses or witnessing redundancies and you're worried about your position. But Four of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles indicates that you're secure in your position. You have a lot of knowledge, you're already quite established, but you may even decide to either learn new things to keep ahead of the competition or even, be curious about a new endeavor. And this is also going to flourish. You're also going to be very successful in that. And you may be worried about making changes even in very challenging economic times, but I see that you'll thrive. I see that you're going to be truly happy there. Whatever this is for you, because it is going to be different for everybody, I just feel that the hope and fear is too great to ignore. It just feels there is a disenchantment here, or your expectations have not been met. But the universe is about to step in to meet your expectations and offer you the things that you feel like you don't have right now. You're about to gain in a major way. Now, circumstances outside of yourself, of course, the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is to attract more wealth initially, but this is also about you, your legacy, taking ownership of your life. What you dream of becoming, your potential becomes material. It becomes manifest on the physical plane. This is a card of having the ability to show up and attract what you need and discover the missing ingredients in life. To be a success, to be very intelligent and ambitious for more, to be practical and secure in your position. But also, it is a card of responsibility, and we'll always have responsibilities as adults. That's just not going to go away. But at the same time, this is you kind of like having a strong sense of duty and loyalty, but not forgetting that there must be joy, there must be balance, there must be fun times. You must create some time for you, especially if you feel things can be a little bit dull or boring in life, because this card can indicate, things got a little bit serious or a little bit heavy. And you're exhausted with this heaviness. You're like, when did it get so serious? When did everybody get so serious? When did it all just become really kind of like different? Because it feels like something's hitting different here. Or it's like things didn't used to be this way when you have that arc of that Six of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. It's like you're trying to navigate your way through a brand new world or brand new environment or brand new relationships, even though the people or the scenarios are somehow structured the same. It's like they're hitting different and you're trying to discover what's different about you or the scenario, or you're just evolving away as you mature. And it's okay to let go of things and people and situations that you're outgrowing that do not deserve a place on your future path. So some of you may be kind of quietly leaving people's lives at this moment in time, or just witnessing how things are different. Now I'm going to pull a card on this Four of Cups. It is the hope and a fear position. And, basically the resistance position is, you read the reverse in this particular position in this spread. And it means a new outlook, new direction, new option. So it's like you want something new, new adventures, you want something that is more fulfilling right now. And you shall have it because the universe intervenes with this card and an Ace of Cups. So I would say if you haven't had some sort of breakthrough or intervention by the universe, you will have something like that to occur in the next coming months there, because I feel there is an opportunity for fulfillment. I mean, personally, you are on a journey of self-discovery and you are nourishing yourself in a different way. I feel there is this critique going on when you have moments of stillness. You can get a little bit critical on yourself because of that Five of Swords there. So you may be trying to manage intrusive thoughts at this time. And also you may be witnessing people who are self-sabotaging, who bring drama to your door, people that you're thinking, you know what? It never used to be this way, or you're fed up of something that has continue to repeat a cycle. I just feel like you are so fed up with something with this card. You know, you're closed off to it. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, I mean, I love this deck, but it gives you an idea in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot of what the card actually means. And, you know, there's normally a figure sitting underneath a tree and looking at 3 cups that are just like full, but you've lost your taste for them. Something isn't hitting in the same way. You've outgrown something. And the universe, you know, a hand comes out of a very turbulent cloud, which means there's been challenge. And the universe bestows upon that figure an alternative that says, this is more rewarding, this is more fulfilling, this is something that you're destined to have. So I feel, you know, there is an opportunity being bestowed upon you that you've been wishing for, that you feel like you haven't had for a long time. Some of you may be looking at a relationship objectively at this time as well and deciding what you should do with this. So if you feel like you're outgrowing this person, or you feel that you've been let down by this person, or even taken for granted with this person, there's an apathy there. It's like you're tipping the balance now between like, you know what, this keeps happening, I'm done, I'm drawing a line in the sand, it's over. And I feel like you're sticking to it. You know, I feel there is this energy of like, I'm being closed off to this right now. But let me just pull a quick card on that 4 of Cups. Because the 4 of Cups is seeing a person in a new light, or seeing a situation in a new light that you're kind of fed up with. And you're looking at the alternative. And you're saying, you know what, I don't have to deal with this anymore. You're in a period of reprogramming where you are kind of like unlearning previous narratives. Even things from childhood, because the Fool card came out. So you could be doing a deep dive, a dark night of the soul energy, where you're really looking at the stuff. You know, you're looking at the experiences that you've had, things that you've witnessed, things that perhaps have influenced you, that you're like, you know what, that wasn't my story. For example, parents or guardians divorcing, or, you know, being turbulent towards each other. You may have witnessed these things as a child, for example, and you learned certain things about your first foundation of what it means to love, or argue, or, you know, be worried, or witness betrayal. Whatever it is, it may have shaped how you feel about the world around you. And as you mature, you're starting to realize that actually, that was their story. I just witnessed it. This does not have to play out in my life. You're cutting cycles, generational wounding. You're making sure that this is your narrative and you're in charge of your story. You're literally the lead in your story. So you're showing up for yourself and saying, nope, that's not going to happen to me. I feel like you're going to work on, well, I feel like you've already been doing the work there, and you're healing. And you're making an effort to make sure that, you know, you are fully happy within. Anyone who comes into your life is a welcome addition to your life. We've got the 9 of Swords. Now, the 9 of Swords can be to be haunted by the past. Okay, it can also indicate that you're shifting negative self-talk, that you're being more compassionate with yourself. You're moving from fear to possibility. There's a call to faith here. So I feel, you know, you're trying the best that you can with the circumstances that you've got. And I feel new possibilities are starting to gather on your horizon. And it may feel a bit daunting because you're either coming out of your comfort zone, or it's something new, bold, and daring. But if anyone's bold enough to do it, fortune favors the brave, and you are one brave, tough cookie. So I do feel that whatever it is you're reaching for will be a major success, or will go in the way that you hope for. Now, remember, this doesn't have to be about projects or career or anything like that. This could be about, you know, your aspirations for yourself. A lot of you have this energy of focusing on your body. With all that pentacle energy, it can be that you're nourishing yourself in a different way. 9 of Swords can be that you're acutely aware of sleeping patterns right now, that you're trying to stay on top of sleeping goals to make sure that you regulate your hormones, or that you make sure that your cortisol levels are brought down. You may be noticing your coping mechanisms with certain pressures. And you may be trying to make more of an effort to not be triggered by certain people or situations. So you are re-empowering yourself one step at a time. The Emperor. I mean, I feel like you are literally finding your way home to self. This is a card of empowerment. I can feel it from this card, the Page of Pentacles. It's the start of something here. I feel like you're making an effort to, as you mature, return home to self. Reignite that spark. Be your successful self, Sometimes we're going to worry when we have responsibilities, especially, if we're dealing with a family member. And I mention that because we have that 10 of Cups there. So some of you may be dealing with a family member in some way, and maybe it's a delicate situation that you're worried about at this moment in time. But I feel like, you are investing in this relationship, even if the person is complex. I feel that, of course, there's always going to be worry because you care so much about people in your life that you've allowed to be in your life, in your circle of trust. And sometimes, we can be overwhelmed with emotion because we care so much. So if you have been under a lot of pressure recently, whether it's to do with a project or even a family member or, a friend, it's because you care. And that's why you feel these intense feelings about things. Some of you could be worried if you are a parent about your child and, the lack of opportunity or the world that we live in. But actually, I see with the energy that, you've guided them in a way that gives them a wonderful foundation to start from. And opportunity will come. There's a lot on their horizon too. And I feel that there's going to be a lot of abundance and joy there. But because we have like a crystal ball here, for some of you, this can be that you're worried about the world or the future on something. And I feel, looking at the energy with that Page of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, it's like you just keep doing you. Life is always going to be a bit of a maze. We're going to worry about some things. We're going to have some wins. We're going to have some losses. But looking at the energy, the 10 of Cups is present, which means joy, peace, serenity. This is about you feeling fulfilled and things getting easier for you. So I feel like you are going to take pleasure in all that you've accomplished because you showed up for yourself and you made an effort. Page of Pentacles energy is you kind of like being responsible and careful with where you put your energy, where you put your attention, but also it is to invest in a place that you call home. And because all the cards that I keep like shuffling, they keep coming out with Aries cards. So Emperor, Fool card. I mean, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the history of the Emperor card has a Fool in the background, which always reminded the Emperor that you're busy conquering your world, building your empire, taking on the responsibilities to get to where you want to go and show up for yourself and bring your A game. But the Fool was always there to whisper and say, you know what, don't forget about fun. Don't forget to laugh and enjoy yourself along the way. And yes, we do have a pretty serious world at this moment in time. And this can be on so many levels. But this is about you showing up and also, enjoying yourself, enjoying the journey, because it is a journey. And the Emperor highlights success, returning to self, being empowered. Nine of Swords is always going to be something to worry about, but you must not let worry rob you of joy. So that was a pretty deep reading, my beautiful Aries. I hope it resonates with someone. Let's get some final cards to see what's coming out there. Let go of the idea that you're not ready. So if you are trying to navigate a new start in your life, you're being given the thumbs up by the universe. The opportunities will also be there for you to, grab hold of. And we also have challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. Your life is at a turning point at this moment in time. I did feel the gear shift. Sorry, my guide said go one more. I'm hearing my guides like talking to me at the same time. So sometimes when I'm pausing, it's because I'm trying to hear what they're trying to give me in the reading. Okay, so let go of the idea that you're not ready. You're definitely ready for something, okay? And you are going to step into a lot of success with this. There is an energy of discipline, taking things to the next level. We've got challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. I mean, that Five of Pentacles is definitely challenge or, a need for something to change in some way. That missing ingredient, which I feel like you will discover. You have so much to offer the world. Don't ever doubt your contribution. I mean, the Five of Pentacles can be doubt. You're out there doing something new, actioning something, and you're wondering, are you going to be successful? And of course, just when you're about to do something monumentally wonderful that will transform your life, the doubt creeps in, the whispers start to come. What if I fail? But what if you fly? What if you are so monumentally successful that, you're going to be so proud of yourself? Better to take that leap of faith and go for it with that fool energy that came out than to sit there wondering, what if? You're not a sign that would sit there and think, what if anyway? You're a doer. You take action. You go out there and happen to life. That's who you are as an Aries. We've also got, you won't always feel alone. You're attracting your soul tribe. So if some of you feel there's been some shifts or distance in relationships, or you feel some people have not been investing in your friendship in the way that you have been investing in the relationship with them, I feel you will meet your soul tribe. I do see here that there is a person who, you will become friends with for life, and they actually have a very large social circle as well. It's like you are family with this person, and you'll be welcomed into this group, whatever this group is. Okay, so if you are currently searching for soul tribe, I feel like you will, you'll go to an event or something that you feel at first that you don't really want to go to. When it arrives, you're like, oh, I booked this thing, or I'm invited to this thing and I don't really want to go. But I feel suddenly you'll change your mind and go. But that's, of course, on you. Intuitively, if you feel you shouldn't go to something, don't ever try to, go against how you feel. But there's going to be an event where you're like, I'm not sure. You're sitting on the fence. And then suddenly, last minute, you may impromptu decide to go. And I feel this is where you meet this person who will just be a best buddy for life. We've also got, your life is at a turning point right now. You're ready. It's interesting. 2 cards. Let go of the idea that you're not ready. You're ready. So whatever this is a new start in your life. Could be a new neighborhood, new relationship for some of you. New friendship. New chapter of life. We've got forgiveness sets you free. It keeps you from hanging on to what was never meant to be. If someone does not invest in a life or a dynamic with you, it's an indication that this person was there to teach you a lesson. It's time to, remove yourself from their energy, as it were. I mean, real growth happens when you're tired of everyone's BS, including your own sometimes, That's when we have change. When we go, you know what, actually, I keep doing this. I'm not doing it again. I'm promising myself this time. I mean it. There's something here that you mean, and you're going to act it out in your life. It's going to play out. But also, forgiveness is a very important word because it comes with a lot of layers. And we don't forgive a person or situation in order to set them free and let them off the hook. We forgive certain things in our lives in order to set ourselves free, because holding on to it only hurts ourselves. If you're furious or angry with a person, anger tends to be the product of someone else, overstepping a boundary with you in some way. You can shout at them. You can, be furious and seethe in your anger with this situation, but it's not hurting them. That anger, that emotion is all up in yourself. So the only person you're hurting is yourself. So a lot of you are removing something or lifting something heavy off your shoulders so that you can be free of the past. That's why your past card is in the past, because you're lightening your load so you can make space for more fun, more enjoyment, new experiences. And if anyone has ever abandoned you or ghosted you or, shown their true colors, it means that they were not going to invest in a way that you would hope for, that would value you in your life. So therefore, the universe had to remove them. That's something that I wrestled with when I was younger. Someone just suddenly disappearing. Especially if you're romantically connected to that person. You're like, what? What happened there? And you can do a lot of questioning in that, but you can lose yourself in the questions and never get the answers and go round and round in circles until forever. But you may have had to give yourself closure on something and say, actually, you know what? I'm just getting on with my life. Forget that part. You'll be blessed with more than you could ever imagine. And I definitely see that. You have an Ace of Cups and a Four of Cups, which means there's definitely 2 opportunities where the universe is going to kind of intervene in your life and offer you something that's more rewarding, more fulfilling, that's more connected to your sense of purpose and your passions. And finally, we've got a powerful change will transform your life. And I see that you are the change that you want to see in your life right now. And you are achieving a lot right now as well. You may not feel like it, but I feel like you are making things work. You're powering on through despite how exhausted you feel, or despite how the world does not offer you the opportunities that you feel should be aligned with you right now. But they will align. There is always a time and a place. And I just feel with this Five of Pentacles that if anybody doesn't respect you, there is a disconnect. I feel that Five of Pentacles could be coming from you, where you're like, no, I'm not engaging in that. I'm just removing myself from that. You're honoring your story, as it were. Okay? So I'm just going to go and get a Tinkerer rune before we close. Okay, so we have, interesting. So we have, of course, fiery Mars energy there with an arrow. We have this energy of purpose, to have a target that you want to reach. And you will reach your destination, whatever that is, despite the challenges. There's always going to be challenge. That's life, unfortunately. I wish it was different, but it's not. And I feel this is about you reigniting that spark to be purposeful, to move ahead, to advance, have movement and improvement. You're locked onto your goals, but there must be this sense of purpose in those goals, if that makes sense. Also, we have a very emotional rune there. It's interesting. We got fire and water energy here. So this is a rune that's all about your emotions. You know, protecting your emotions, protecting your inner peace. It's an energy of loving yourself in a different way, nourishing yourself, being available to all the possibilities for you, dreaming big. But again, you know, there's this energy of allowing you to illuminate yourself in the darkest of places. You are shining a light. Wherever you are, be a soul of that place. Be the very center of it, which is basically to be present. So I would say a lot of you are looking at your intentions, your sense of purpose, your direction right now, and of course, how you feel about the journey. Do you feel fulfilled? Are you on the right course? If you're reaching for something more, you care so much about it, there's a lot of pressure. You're a little bit worried about how it's going to go, but it's very fulfilling. Ten of Cups is your outcome card, which means, you know, ultimate good fortune, or receiving something that you've been paying attention to for a long time and trying to make it work, and suddenly you're accomplishing it and you're proud of yourself. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. It may not resonate with everyone because that reading was a little bit random, I have to say. There's a lot of thoughts and energies going on, but I feel collectively perhaps you're under a lot of pressure to think about many different avenues right now, and you're trying to make your way through some, you know, challenging periods, but I do feel like you're coming out the other side strong and successful. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.